Hello, good morning. How are you today? It's a pleasure to be here. Is it a pleasure for you to be here as well? I hope so. So here we are together for class number 1076. A lot of classes. 1076. And we're going to continue and we're going to finish the story of Luigi Borghini and his son Roberto Borghini. Roberto is the younger brother of Anna. Anna is the older sister. Anna is 27. She's the managing director of Luigi's company. And Roberto has just graduated from the University of Milan with a degree in engineering. So he is a future engineer. Well, he's an engineer, all right? And it took him 6 years to complete his engineering degree. Normally, the standard time is 5 years in the University of Milan, 5 years. But Roberto needed 6 years because he decided to specialize in 2 different fields of engineering. Well, 2 different fields of industrial engineering, organization and robotics. Now, normally that is not permitted. Normally it's not permitted. However, Luigi graduated from the same university. Luigi, 30 years ago, graduated from the University of Milan also with a degree in engineering. And the current dean of the School of Engineering, dean is el decano. The current dean, escrito dean, the current dean, como James Dean. You remember the actor? James Dean, James Dean, you remember? Yes, the dean. The dean of the School of Engineering is an old schoolmate of Luigi's. He was 1 year ahead. The dean was 1 year ahead of Luigi. So they knew each other, but they were not friends. But later, when Luigi started his company in Verona, he contacted this person who was a professor at that time at the University of Milan, and he asked him to recommend potential young graduates, young engineering students to go to Verona to work. And so one of the many reasons for the success of Luigi's company is because he has very good engineers from the University of Milan. Now his son Roberto has just finished. Yes. And Luigi, as usual, como de costumbre en los países mediterráneos, it's very common in the south of Europe, the concept of the family company, empresa familiar, where you have the grandfather, the father, the son or the daughter, etc. And Luigi is the founder and chairman of his company. And Anna, the older child, 27 years old, is the managing director. And Luigi has the idea that Roberto will come in and work for the company as well. But Roberto has other ideas. And that's where we left off yesterday. Roberto has other ideas. It's interesting. One sentence says, now Luigi has to make a decision about Roberto. Ahora Luigi tiene que tomar una decisión con respecto a ¿Cómo que tiene que tomar decisiones? It's Roberto's decision. It's not his father's decision. It's interesting. But the father wants to make decisions for his son. All right. Okay. Luigi thinks he should work in the family company with his father and sister. Okay. Todos juntos. All together, let's stay together. The family, la familia, familia. Okay. All right. But I think Roberto is not very keen on that idea. Keen, K-E-E-N, K-E-E-N, como seen, visto, pero con K, keen. Keen means intenso. Very keen. Now, to be keen on something no mola, no está muy convencido, no le convence. He's not very keen on the idea. He's not very keen on the idea. All right. Roberto has already received an offer. Tiene ofertas de trabajo. Roberto has already received an offer to work for Accenture. Accenture. Yes. El antiguo Anderson Consulting. Yes. Roberto has received an offer to work for Accenture, a large American company with offices in Milan. And he is tempted to take the job. He's tempted. Está tentado. La tentación. Temptation. Me? I can resist anything except temptation. All right. So, he's tempted to take the job. He's tempted to say yes. He is tempted to accept the offer in Accenture. He thinks that his sister Anna is perfectly capable of running the family business with Luigi's help. My sister is perfectly capable of running this family business with my father, Luigi. All right. So Roberto speaks English very well. He doesn't have an Italian accent. He doesn't speak like this with a book in his hand. That's Luigi, yes. When Luigi goes to Germany, he says, our car seats are the best car seats in Europe, eh? And the Germans say, and the quality of your car seats, they are the best in Europe. Okay. Now, Anna and Roberto, the two children, they don't have an Italian accent. They speak perfect English. All right. Why? Because they went to a British school in Verona. All right. And so they speak with a British accent. All right. Yes. But in any case, Roberto, I repeat, has received an offer from Accenture to work in Milan, in the Milan offices of Accenture. And he's tempted to take the job or to accept the job. And Roberto thinks that Ana is perfectly capable, perfectamente capacitada, o capaz. She's perfectly capable of running the family business. To run, correr, pero también, como he dicho mil veces, dirigir. ¿Quién dirige este negocio? Who runs this business? Perfectly capable. So Roberto thinks Ana is perfectly capable of running the business with her father's help. Of course, the father is the chairman, the founder, the owner, and he's the brain behind the business. La eminencia gris, the gray eminence. All right? And besides, siempre con ese al final. Sin ese significa al lado de. The bookmarker is beside the cup. Beside. Ahora, besides, con ese cambia. Besides, he doesn't see much challenge. Toma. I don't agree. No estoy de acuerdo con Roberto. No ve mucho reto en asientos de coche. But it's the number 2 in Europe, come on. And perhaps, if they reach an agreement with Mercedes-Benz, they can become the number 1 car seat in Europe. Cabeza de ratón. Y él va a ser colo de león, no, pero hombro de león. All right. Yeah. Besides, consulting is giving advice. It's not doing. It's recommending. I prefer to do. ¿A que sí? Prefiero hacer y no aconsejar. Yeah. I prefer to do and not to advise. I prefer to be in a man. For example, this company, for 33 years, I managed it directly. Okay? I never asked help from a consultant. Ni una hora de consultoría. Never. And then, when I passed the management to another group, consultants, and the sales have not gone up. Los consultores, no. Sorry. I'm sure that maybe there's some consultants listening to me now. I need to be careful. Cuidado, Richard. Okay, be careful. So, and besides, Roberto doesn't see much challenge. No ve mucho reto. He doesn't see much challenge in working for a car seat factory. Even if it's the second biggest in Europe. Okay. All right. Luigi thinks that with Anna and Roberto, the company could easily become the #1 supplier of car seats in Europe. Roberto's young. He's 24. He needs some experience in life. In my opinion, I don't know. Of course, if I were Luigi, I would support Roberto. Yes, go work in Accenture. No problem. Great. Fantastic. Good luck. I don't like, for example, with my children, I didn't encourage them to work for me. To encourage. No los animaba a trabajar aquí. My daughter worked here for 2 years maybe, and now she collaborates on radio. My son worked here for 7 months between activities, but simply as a stopgap, as a transition moment in his career. I don't want to condition the lives of my children in line with my life. My life is my life, and their life, they need to form and create their own life. And I prefer them to try. I don't dissuade them. I say, no vengas. No, it's their decision. But I don't encourage them. I don't say, Jack, Andrea, yes. ¿Por qué no trabajas con papá? Okay, no. Now, if they come and say yes, I say, fantastic. All right. But I don't like nepotism. So, and usually, it's a problem. It's a problem because there are many people, for example, 300, 400 teachers and 90 employees and managers. And then the son of the owner comes. Enrarece el ambiente. You can see if this person, the son or the daughter, comes as a kind of, I'm the big boss's son, it's a big problem. For me, and for him and for the organization, it's a big problem. Now, my children are not this way, but nevertheless, there is always that danger. So I don't like family. I'm not a defender of the concept of the family company. Now in Spain, it's the normal concept, the family business. El Instituto de Empresas Familiares, la Asociación de Empresas Familiares. It's very common in Spain, and in Italy, and in Greece, and in Turkey. It's very common in the south of France. It's very common. And in many other countries as well. Yes. All right. Grammar. Simple past and present perfect. I came here 5 times last week. And this week, I've come here twice so far. Yes. Last week, I didn't go to the movies. No fui a ver no fui al cine. Se dice así, ¿no? En inglés se dice no fui a las pelis. I didn't go to the movies. IES. Let's go to the movies. Vamos a ver una peli. Let's go to the movies. Let's go out and see a movie, or let's go to the movies. Last week I didn't see a movie. I didn't go out to see a movie. And so far this week I haven't gone out to see a movie. Last month I didn't see a movie in a movie theater. And this month I haven't seen a movie either. Last year I didn't see a movie in a movie theater. And this year I haven't either. Well, Richard, when was the last time you went to the movies? The last time I went to the movies was in August 2018. Yeah. Ha llovido, eh? More than 6 years ago. I went to a movie in Corpus Christi, Texas. Yeah. And I don't remember what movie I saw. Yeah. I don't remember. No. I went to a movie 4 days later in Austin, Texas. Yes. And I remember that movie. Yeah. It was a movie with Denzel Washington. Típico de mataron los malos, todos los malos mueren. All the bad guys die, and Denzel Washington is incredible. I can't remember the name of the movie, but it's Equalizer. ¿Lo has visto? Ecualizador o Equalizer. So I saw Equalizer 2. I had seen Equalizer 1. I like movies where the bad guys die. You understand? I prefer the bad guys to lose. All right? Because I'm a good guy, you see. So I enjoy movies of revenge. El Conde de Monte Cristo, the Count of Monte Cristo. Yeah. That was the first, really, I think, the Count of Monte Cristo by Alexandre Dumas I think he wrote it in the 1840s, 180 years ago. But I think that's the first novel about revenge, venganza. Bueno, aquí La Venganza del Don Mendo. But that's a comedy. But about revenge. We say, yeah. Yes, es una purga, catharsis, It's a catharsis, it's a purge. When you see good conquering bad and vengeance, things. So that's the last time I saw a movie. I haven't seen a movie since then. And how many times did you go to the airport last year? I went to the airport once last year. Yes. No, I didn't go to the airport last year. I didn't go anywhere last year. And this year, I've gone once. Oh, when did you go? I think it was in the month of March, last March. Where did you go? I flew to Düsseldorf in Germany. Why did you fly to Düsseldorf? I flew to Düsseldorf because I had a meeting in Bonn. Bonn, the old capital of West Germany. And why didn't you fly to Bonn? Because Bonn has a small airport and there are no direct flights between Madrid and Bonn. So I flew to Düsseldorf and then by car to Bonn. It's 1 hour. All right. And how long did you stay in Bonn? I stayed in Bonn for only one night. Meeting one day, meeting the next day, and in the afternoon, I came back to Madrid. All right. Was it a successful meeting? Yeah, well, it was not a question of success. It was an informational meeting, informative, with an engineering company in Bonn. Are you still in touch with that company? Yes, I am. Yes. I'm still working on. It's another project, not connected to this in any case, but it's interesting. And is Düsseldorf interesting? I don't know. I only saw the airport. I didn't go to Düsseldorf. But I stopped for 2 hours, 3 hours, well, no, about 2 hours. I had lunch in Colonia. And I saw the cathedral, the catedral. It's the most impressive cathedral I have seen in my life. I've seen Notre Dame in Paris. I've seen the Basilica San Pedro in Rome. I've seen the cathedrals in Spain, in León and in Burgos, in Seville, the cathedral. In Toledo, of course, incredible. I've seen in Santiago de Compostela, a basilica. And of course I've seen cathedrals in Rouen, in France, in London, St. Paul's Cathedral. I've seen many cathedrals in my life. But the one in Cologne is the most impressive I've ever seen. I was surprised because at my age, I'm not impressionable. Ya no soy impresionable. Es difícil que algo me impresione. I've seen everything. And so it's more difficult for me to be impressed. Otra iglesia, otro catedral, otro palacio, and these things. And so I went in, of course, we had some time to kill. We had lunch and we had some time to kill. And so we went to see the cathedrals and wow. And I have a photograph in black and white. Una fotografía así, blanco y negro, of the Cologne Cathedral. The photograph was taken by my father from a plane. He took a photograph of Cologne. In 1945, Cologne was completely destroyed, allanado, except for the cathedral. Perfect. The bombers, when they sent the bombers to bomb Cologne, they gave instructions to the pilots, or to the bombers, to try to avoid the cathedral. And fortunately, the bombarderos, were able to avoid the cathedral. And the photograph that I have it at home. I can bring it and show it to you. And you see the cathedral in blanco y negro, entonces negro, and there's nothing. Everything is like this table, and then boom, the cathedral, all alone. And so I have a special connection to that cathedral, you see. But in any case, how many people did you kill last week? I didn't kill anyone. And this week, I haven't killed anyone. How many tornadoes were there in Madrid or in Spain last year? There weren't any. And this year, there haven't been any. How many forest fires were there in the Guadarrama last year? I think there weren't any. And this year, I don't think there have been any. There haven't been any. Yes. How many classes did you give last week? I gave 5. And so far this week, I've given 2. No. This is the first. I've given 4. I've given 4 classes so far this week. All right. And how many Italian women have you kissed so far this week? This week I haven't kissed any Italian women. And last week, I didn't kiss any. Well, when was the last time you kissed an Italian woman? I think I've never kissed an Italian woman. Nunca he besado una italiana. Now, my girlfriend in high school, Patty Palumbo, her father was full Italian, and her mother was half Italian, so Patty Palumbo was 3/4 Italian. but she carried an American passport. ¿Eso vale, Marta? Bueno, he besado una italiana de sangre, pero no de pasaporte. All right. I've kissed one at least, no, probably two. Okay. Italian-American. There are a lot of Italian-Americans in the United States. It's interesting. Maybe there are 40 million descendants of Italians in the United States. There are 60 million descendants of German-speaking people in the United States. 60 million. 60 million Latin or Hispanic. 60 million Hispanic, 60 million German, or 70 million German. About 40 million descendants of Italian, Polish, Russian, Greek, a lot of Greek, and Scandinavian, Norwegian, and Swedish especially. I'm out of time. I have to say goodbye, but I'll be back tomorrow.